Hey, welcome back to the shop, everybody. Today we got a Honda Palisade 23. It's got some damage on the front bumper right here. It got scratched pretty good. Kind of grooved the fender all the way back. Got into the door right here. Got the wheel opening molding. We're going to be working on this today. Thank you for watching.
He just removed this cover to access the bolts.
That's 13.
That was a 13mm socket. There's a clip back there.
If that's going to come out or not. I might take the grill off. Looks like it just comes straight up out there though. I just don't know right here, because it seems like it's hooked to the cover right here. Yeah, see, it's attached to this part. Let's undo the bumper. Oh.
You just remove these push pins down here, and this will loosen it up. Okay, we got some push pins and some Phillips screws. So we'll be taking that.
Hand me that tin up there, please.
And that screws you straight up the top.
Can't see the clip.
I see it. No. I'm holding the light right.
Mm-hmm. That one's going to be difficult there. No, come out. Yeah, I can't even see that one. I just need to see what's holding it on the bottom.
That red clip was kind of What is it, another clip down there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had this one underneath the bottom that was really stuck. Paint up the top, all he's doing is removing those push pins on that cover there. Okay, so you had to loosen this. You had to loosen this part to get the headlight out.
Yeah, you had to pull these push pins right here. It's clipped in right here to the light, and then you have to undo this side over here, which is a 10mm bolt up through the bottom after you pull the push pins out. And then the upper light will come out, and you could probably undo the bottom of the bumper cover and get the second light out.
We could take this off, this front part, but we would have to take the entire bumper cover off. This assembly, this is held on by some screws back here in the back. And we're under time restraint, so this one we won't be taking off. Okay, there's some of you that's asked me to do some reviews of these cars when I get them in. And this one seems very nice until you start looking at some of the little details I don't like about it. Like, this is not painted under the hood. It's just left like a gray. I don't like that. Now some of the older ones, I know you all like the reviews on those. Because some of these older vehicles, they were luxury back then, and cars today, they're kind of just all the same, so I understand that. So I will try to do all the older vehicles for sure. I'll be happy to do reviews on cars. If you all want me to keep doing those, please let me know in the comments. If it's something you're interested in, I've got a few requests to do reviews on the vehicles when I get them in. So that's what I'm going to try to start doing. If I have the time to do them, but I will try to do them as I do videos. This Palisade is front wheel drive. Let's take a look at the inside. And the inside of this thing is super nice. Very super nice. So I do like the inside, definitely. I like the fact that they do a little extra on their trim here. If you can see that. I don't know if that's showing up on camera or not, but I'll try to show you here. See that trim? They do a little extra here, and even in the door panel, and even in the speaker here. That's pretty nice. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. I like the conzo of it. I mean, it's a little detailed. I'm looking at the seats. Love the seats. Okay, the review of this Palisade so far, it's looking pretty good. I mean, I love that they put a little extra effort into their interior. I mean, you can see that. Pretty nice. Even their trim panel, you can see that. That's pretty sweet. And then their speaker. Okay, the next great feature that I'm finding about this Palisade that you may like is it's got a push button on top. It brings that seat forward, and then you actually have third row back here and enough room for some storage still. So that's pretty sweet. So it is a third row. Does have some room for some storage on back there. It's looking like a pretty nice vehicle. The stance on it is nice. I like the way it sits. I like the tint that's on it. And I'm pretty sure it comes factory that way. I like the detail around the lights here. The trim around the lights here. It kind of gives it a little pop. I like that. The wheels are pretty nice. So yeah, overall it's looking like a very nice vehicle. So far I've only found one thing I didn't like.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take this fender off because I gotta weld it right here. There's a hole in this fender right here. So we're just gonna take it off. It'd be a lot easier, and I'm probably gonna fix it with it off also. Not that many bolts. That's a 13 right there. Get out of there. One more 10 right there.
Don't you love it when they change sockets in the trim?
Yep.
It's nice.
So that should all be loose. We got one inside the door at the top. You don't have to take it all the way out. It's a slide on. I think that's it. Nope.
Right here.
One right there. And I left that in there on purpose.
The mold.
Let's hook to the mold in there a little bit. Feels like there's another one up in here backwards. Get this one out right here. They always got to put one in there the opposite way. I need an extension about that long. It's also a slide on, so you don't have to take the nut completely off. You'll have to hold this out. Okay. Got a few more push pins left. One.
Yeah, slid down.
Here's the slide on bolts right there and right there. You don't have to take them all the way out. And there's the fender. Not much of a fender. Oh, we're gonna try to dolly this stuff out from the back side, but there's a ridge that runs around right here it got right in it, and then there's another ridge here. This is flattened, and then part of that ridge right there is flattened. A little bit of a dent right there, but We're gonna try to dolly that stuff out. There's a hole in the fender right up here, so we'll have to weld that out. You can see it just had to get in that little bitty ridge. Very noisy. That's coming out pretty good right there. I'm just kind of letting this bounce just a little bit so it takes the metal back out. That feels really good there. That ridge feels pretty good. This is still in a mess here. I think we weld that up right there now. I think the rest of it will be fine. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that line right there is kind of a slant line. This is cut. Alright, we'll get this ready to weld this little hole up. I went ahead and added some more metal right here where it was flattened, or it kind of took it off, made that ridge back like it's supposed to be. It all looks good. Should be just fine. Alright, we'll prep this thing now to be finished fixed. Grind it with some 40 grit.
Okay, so he's got this knocked down with some 80 grit. Let y'all see. We got a thunderstorm going on right now.
I think we got it where it needs to be. We'll put a little bit of this glaze over it.
This camera took a nasty fall yesterday, so it's giving me a little bit of problems on focusing and stuff, so.
No! That way!
Our electricity keeps trying to go out in this storm. That's why he's saying no. He's super busy and he needs to get cars done. That's why he's saying no. Okay, on this side of the door right here, he decided to use a stud welder.
Real good.
Cleaning it real good with some alcohol. Scrape it with a razor blade.
I like to put some cuts in there where it's deep. Something for it to stick to, for the glaze to stick to. I put a lot of glaze on these and nothing. I've never had any problem. That's the way I do it.